What's up, guys? This is Sabre from vidthrough.com with another League of Legends commentary for you all. In this game, I'm actually playing Heimerdinger. Yeah, just something different. Heimerdinger is a really cool champion. He's a good support mage kind of champion. My team, of course, has got a lot of familiar faces. Although McKnuckles, it was like one of the first games I think I ever played with McKnuckles. But yeah, him and Death and all them. So usual creeps there. Um, so basically, what you do in Heimerdinger, basically you play a kind of a support role, making sure your making sure your lanes like stay pushed up like that, and also assist in like team fights and slowing and blinding and stunning and like that. So in this, one thing about Heimerdinger's skills is you never know what skill you kind of want to get first on him. You really have to go by whatever the other team kind of throws at you. Unlike some other champions where you usually get the same skill like every time, like Cho'Gath, I always get the Rapture skill for the knock up and all, like a big OE, and it doesn't cost extra mana when you get it. But for Heimerdinger, it's a little bit different. You kind of have to go with whatever the flow of whatever your lane's going to be, the game is, and like that, to whatever skills you get. With the exception of the grenade, which is the E skill. You don't really want to get the the grenade skill too much. But the cool thing, one other thing is his passive. First, I want to go over his passive. His passive basically heals turrets and allies. So while you're standing next to allies and you actually the actual real turrets, besides his own turrets, he will actually heal them and like repair them. So that's really cool. An extra support skill in team to like help AoE heal like everything, including your turrets. So if your turrets are taking damage like mid tower, just have everybody kind of hang up mid and do that. So yeah, his first skill is the little turrets. It's basically you can lay turrets on the ground. Then you have his rockets. He shoots 3 rockets at various targets. It's a little hit or miss because sometimes it likes to hit some minions before it hits champions. And there's a good example of that later. And of course, there's the grenade, which helps blind and stun like that. So it depends on which one. Like I said, either Q or W for the rockets like that, and you have to figure out what the lane's going to be. I believe I selected turrets first here because I knew that judging from the lanes, I knew top lane they had a lot of melee. So I knew that if I just put my turret down, we can just easily push the lane for now before Nocturne could do much of anything. Yeah, I see Leona try to initiate on me with a little pull sword thing, but it was early game. I knew they weren't going to hurt me too much. And of course, Blitzcrank get his grab first, and so he can just pull him right off me. So like I said, I grabbed the turret first because we wanted to push up the lane and start like harassing them early in the early stages of the game, because we knew Nocturne was going to gank us anytime soon because the progression of their jungling. Oh, he just missed there. The rest of the jungling is going to basically make him end up in the top lane area. So we knew we had a good about 5 minutes, like 6 minutes or so, before we could actually like have to worry about much of anything, and just try to prevent them from getting a little bit of farm. At least the Talon, the most important person down the bottom lane to get the farm on the other team is Talon. I wish I didn't throw those rockets yet, because we could actually done a lot more damage to her than that. If I waited half a second more on those rockets, we probably would have done a lot of damage on her. It's too bad. And see, there's an example of rockets. Like, when you use your rockets on Heimerdinger, you want to wait until there's only like 1 or 2 creeps left, of the enemy creeps left in front of you. Because that way they'll make it almost guarantee that you're going to shoot one of them at the enemy champion every time. And that was a perfect example. Like, there was like only 1 creep left, so here... Yeah, see, I waited for like there was only a couple creeps left, and then so I just shot my rockets at them, and I can hit both of them, or at least one of them. Now I'm just harassing them a little bit. So now my turret's down. So now I'm thinking, now we're starting to get to a stage where it's like, maybe we should start warding or something. See, there, perfect example of rockets. See, I want to go after them. I want to shoot my rockets at them, but instead it shoots the opposite direction. It shoots out the minions instead, and that is so annoying on Heimerdinger sometimes. That is the most annoying thing on Heimerdinger because you want to shoot. Oh, we got first blood! Yay! Go Rooter, mid too. Because you want to shoot your rockets at the other team, like very badly, but they just shoot the other direction at the closest minions instead, because it progresses like right to left or up, down the top or top to down, depending on what direction you're firing in. Now, as you could tell, I threw the turret like in the bush there. That is like one of the best things to do, because if the other team has a jungler, you don't want to over push the lane, because then you're going to leave the back side of you like wide open to ganks and stuff. So what you do is, for Heimerdinger, if you don't want to push the lane anymore, you don't level up the turrets, and you just stash that turret in the bush, and it acts like a little ward, and it saves you and your partner money, because now you don't have to buy a ward. You just pop the turret there, and it's permanent. It does that little turret doesn't die, so you can just leave that turret in that lane, in that little bush right up there, and you don't have to worry about getting a ward for your lane, so you know you're not going to get ganked. And they do try to gank you, the turret starts shooting at him. So you see, they pretty much backed completely off. So now we're denying them, or at least we want to deny them. We're just hitting him too fast, I guess. I don't know. We're trying to deny him, but I see now Leon's coming down by herself. She just kind of hits there. I don't know why. So now I'm going to move in between her and the creeps and keep her back. Even though my rockets won't shoot at her. See? I'm like, ah, crap, my rockets did it again, so I'm going to throw my grenade at her instead. Made me mad. There we go. Yep, see, there you go. That's a perfect example of that. If you didn't see that, the Talon tried to come in behind us, and he actually warded where they pinged there. See, we pinged there to tell everybody, hey, there's a ward right there. And because he came down behind us to try to ward or try to do something behind us, that was a perfect example of putting that turret there. Because now we're like, oh shoot, he's coming in behind us, and oh wow, look at that, he put a ward there too, and we saw that also. Yes, you should have waited a little bit when a couple more creeps get out of the way. Oh, yeah, she got me. Got me a little sword thingy. But well, the cool thing about Heimerdinger is, even if they try to jump on you, you just kind of throw your grenade right in front of you, and you can stun them down. Yeah, I see Leona being good. Or them. One of them exhausted him, so we couldn't get the finish off the kill on that one, as much as we wanted. Yeah, I threw that grenade in the bush, thinking that Talon was going to be coming down the backside of that bush and then come back out in the lane, but I over-anticipated, didn't quite see him come out of the bush, and already threw. I was like, I wanted that back. So a little bit of waste there. There you go, initiating on the tank again. And there's my rockets going the opposite direction I wanted to do again. Oh, that is the one problem with him. It's like I said, they only complain about Heimerdinger. But then they redid his ult. They actually redid Heimerdinger's ult quite recently, actually. Not too recently, but what they did was, instead of like basically his ult, it lowers the cooldown reduction of your skills like flat. See, now I just leveled up to get that skill. So basically what it does is you get flat cooldown reduction of 10%. But when you ult it, when you activate it, your turrets, little turrets get healed all the way up to maximum health. And the turrets also slow targets as it hits them. And on top of that, what they added to that recently is that it will give you 5 rockets to shoot out instead of 3, and your grenade actually shoots faster, like you throw your grenade faster. See, what we did there is, like, we hadn't seen him in a while, so we're like, they may be doing dragon, because we didn't have a ward there. So I threw my grenade over the top of the wall, and as you can see, it lights up the area. You can look into bushes and the areas you can't see with the grenade. So it lights up the area, and you get to see if there's anything in there. But without having to actually walk in there and face check it. And again, like what you could do with that grenade is you just throw it down in front of you, and even if you don't actually stun him with it, you can still blind him pretty good. So there we go, we actually got him right there, and there we go. So that fat trick finally worked. You do it enough times, you can actually get the kill. So we finally got the kill that we wanted, to pull him into the bush and nail him with a nade and all. Ooh, she ulted. So here we are trying to kick the crap out of her right now. We knew we wasted her. She basically wasted her ult. So now we're trying to get her down lower. Yeah, see, I try to get rid of the minions so we can actually dive her. At least try to. And here's the silly part of that comes up right now. So we pull her in. I anticipate. Okay, that was not that part yet. It's coming up. This comes up later, I guess. Okay, that's later. Okay, that's later on. Okay, my bad. I thought that was the part that something weird happens with Leona there. Okay. Oh yeah, this part. So I'm at like 1600 gold. We were farming ridiculously a long time in that lane. So it was like, Oh, okay. I'm showing the example of me against that turret. He's went over by the turret to check in, and my turret starts shooting him again. That's where the turret putting that bush there so you can detect things while you're not there. But anyways, but yeah. So basically, I made a goof. I don't know why I did that, but I put a needlessly rod. I don't know why I did that. I was like, I've been farming a lot. I'm gonna get a lot of AP. I'm gonna get a needlessly rod. Yeah, I really wished I bought boots instead, because Heimerdinger is so, as you can tell, so slow. I should have bought the boots, and there's a good reason why coming up. That's why I should have bought the boots. Because here we have a little team fight going on mid, and I'm trying to get there, and I don't have boots, and it just takes forever to get there. So I'm like, shoot, I'm just gonna have to ghost. So I'm ghosting up, trying to get there. Trying to get this Leona. And we did get the kill after all. I really wished I didn't have to use the ghost to get there, but I had to. Unfortunately. And that was a 2-for-1. Like, the ADM did get our AD carry, but it was kind of a 2-for-1 there. So it makes out in the end. So Death's hiding in the bush. I know he's hiding in the bush now, so I'm gonna put my turret down. Let's start pushing the lane again, because our Udyr wants to do dragon. So now we're in great position. We have 2 people down. The lane's pushed up hard with the turret and all, so we can actually start doing dragon. Now Talon comes over, sees that we're doing dragon, so we're like, oh shoot. Now we gotta hurry up. But we know just with just Talon there, he's not gonna be able to do much of anything. Yeah, unfortunately their team initiated on us and she ulted. Tried to ult steal the dragon and it didn't work. And this, again, I really wished I had boots because I would have ran up there and tried to help the fight. But I didn't have boots, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go bottom lane and try to push it up a little bit further. And we already knew Blitz was going to die. He said, I'm going to die, just let me go. So yeah, so because of that, I just decided, just like, you know what, I'm just going to hit bottom lane, push it up more, and get the position there. Yeah, I sat in the bush for a while thinking if I want to go back or not, and decided to. So I tried to do some calculations on what I wanted to buy. So now I finally do buy the boots, which I should have bought a long time ago. I hadn't taken any damage, I still got that health pot from before, so then I buy a chalice. And one thing about Heimerdinger is I do run out of mana quite a bit, and because of his large cooldowns, I didn't really want to buy Amarellos, and I don't spam enough for Archangel Staff. So I wanted an item that gives me a little bit of protection to magic resist, and lots of mana regen. So Chalice is the right ticket there for that. So I'm just pushing them off the tower while I was gone. And now at this point, we're gonna have our Blitzcrank kind of just gank around a bit. So now I'm gonna start leveling up my turrets now to try to like protect my porcelain a little bit. Now I'm sitting here waiting to see if she's gonna come out of the bushes. So I throw my grenade in there to check the bush because you want to check your grenade, not your face, not your actual face. And I noticed that she's not there, so I was like, oh, okay, well, MAA Leona, and I'm just gonna farm the lane. Because if Talon tries to jump on me, I'm just gonna throw a grenade right in front of me, and I'm just gonna stun him and blind him, and he won't be able to hit me. Not to mention I have the jump on him and a lot more damage. So Leona comes back. I guess she went to buy, and our Blitzcrank's back too. There, we got an extra level of turrets. So just kind of pushing the lane a little bit. Yeah, see, Leona was just kind of walking around waiting for, try to pull me in there, and she didn't get it. So, so I was like, yeah, you're not gonna throw that sword at me to jump on me. So I was kind of leaning back a little bit. And because the turret, like last turrets can hit last hit for you, so you can get the golden experience from doing that. So you can just Heimerdinger just sit back and just let turrets do all the work. So now we're in position for another pull, but the minions are in the way. Oh, he got the Talon. Nice. As she ulted at us and stunned Blitzcrank there. He ults and dives away invisible, so I couldn't get my rockets off in time because he disappeared. So my rockets didn't go off, which was unfortunate because we could have killed him. If it wasn't Talon that could turn himself invisible there, we probably could have gotten the kill. It's depressing. So Udyr comes over, kind of looks over and see if we want to do anything. I was like, nah, dude, just go back in the jungle, farm up a little more. So now we're harassing her at the tower, doing quite a bit of damage here. And we know Talon's back because he was so low health. He had to go back to the base, so we know she's there by herself for a little bit. I'm just gonna put a turret up here in the bushes again to ward, because now we get extras. So we pulled her there, and yeah, fail flash. I threw the nade by the turret because I knew she was gonna flash there and try to get out of it. But what happened was that she actually flashed the wrong way. She flashed down or where she was instead of back up to where I threw the nade. So where I threw the grenade was correct, but the other player didn't cooperate and actually flashed the wrong direction. And there's a good example of the turret in the bush, because the turret was in the bush. It detected the gank from mid. So we backed off because we saw it, and that's a free ward pretty much again. Now she comes back down again, unfortunately, and they get the kill. I would have jumped in there and tried to help, but not with three of them there ganking from behind. I would have died too, so it's better. I'm better off just running back, staying at the turret, and make sure they don't get the turret instead. I mean, we just kind of had to give up the kill there. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it's just the way it is. And we actually and we didn't anticipate them doing that much damage either. So, and again, Heimerdinger's main job is just pushing lanes. That's his main
killing spree.
His main goal there. So now I'm hitting back mid again because there's a little bit of a team fight there. So now, and I see my guys starting to get hurt, and I see 2-on-2 now. So I'm going to jump in there and throw my nade in there to blind him a little bit. Do a little bit of damage and we get the kill.
I concur.
So we get the kill. I think it was like 2 kills on the turret actually. So that's good. Now Urgot's our main mid damage dealer. So we are gonna give him the blue buff to give some extra cooldown reduction. Now, if you look at me, I'm like almost low on HP. I mean, low on mana. I have almost no mana, so I would have loved it, but I know the carry needs it more, so that's why I did that. And once again, using your turrets as wards, putting it out there to make sure they're not going to come in from behind us and try to take dragon. A little early warning system.
An ally has been slain.
To help with that. Now their whole team decided to go top and gank top. So at this point, since we're already down by dragon, yeah, they get the 2 kills and they end up pushing top hard. At this point, we know that their top's gone, and we already got dragons. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna trade towers. And the other team's thinking the same thing because they stayed there. So we know we're gonna lose our tower. So we figured, well, we might as well just trade towers. We already took dragon. Don't have to worry about dragon for a while, so we'll help position. Which again, it's one of those unfortunate things. Like, oh shoot, no, we lost a tower, but. I mean, at the same time, you gotta think, well, if we get a tower too, that's a trade-off, and you just have to go with it. Go with the flow there. Now, I think here I got my sorcerer's boots. Yeah, I got my sorcerer's boots, and I got tier 2 boots. Now I can move around, finally! Yes! And I'm starting my Rabadons. I'm starting my Rabadons there, so I think I do. Yeah, I do go back one more time and actually finish it. But I think that was my last buy. I was just finished Rabadons and that was it, because I think the game ended kind of early there. So I was gonna hit back mid to try to help push mid there, but then I see Singe's bottom, so I had to run down bottom instead and protect the other turret, because Singe is a very good pusher with his little poison trail. So I run down bottom to try to protect the turret down there.
Unstoppable.
And now Singe runs actually behind the opposite direction, which is actually pretty smart. Because what he ended up doing was he ended up farming my creep wave behind me. So I was like, oh, you dirty dog. So I'm going to throw a nade over and just kind of harass him a little bit. Yeah, dirty dog.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
So I just got to stay bottom and defend the tower again, because now I lost my creep wave to help do it for me. Now I ping there to tell him, hey, Singe is coming. Make sure you tell your team, you know. Open communication. This game is all about teamwork and communication. All of it. Yeah, I told. Yeah, and there's Singe getting him from behind. But I believe we got the tower there, so you got more position there. Now, because I see they're pushing mid a bit, I'm going to run back mid and self-defend. Heimerdinger is a very defensive champion. You can't really push down a Heimerdinger on a lane because of his turrets, like making extra creeps for doing extra damage, and his rockets and his grenades doing AoE damage. So you really can't push a Heimerdinger in the lane. And if you do try to hit the tower and all, oh, he ulted him. Oh, here we go. Now I see the team fight coming, so I'm gonna put down my other turret and then ult, because Blitz is almost down. He's almost dying. So I figured if I can put him down the turret and slow them just enough, I can probably get her. I can probably keep her off him, and it worked. I slowed her just enough to keep him off the Blitzcrank, and we actually got 2 kills there. And that's what I mean, like, you can't really push the Heimerdinger down on that lane, because in a lane, well, he's in a lane because he's at the 2 turrets, he can ult, he can slow everything down, he has 2 AoE attacks, and on top of that, even if you do hit the tower, that passive heals it. Heimerdinger's passive heals it, so there really isn't much. So Heimerdinger is a very defensive pick of a champion for that support kind of role. Now I'm just again pushing the lanes up again. Now this is probably the only mistake I think I made really in the game, besides not playing boots early, is that my guys are pushing bottom lane. I should have probably went to bottom lane and helped support them there. We were kind of getting cocky at this point because we were pretty much dominating this game, as you can see. Instead, I ended up going into the jungle and just farm up more and try to level up some more to catch up because I was in the double lane. So I kind of went, I was like, you know, maybe I should level up and get that lane and farm up a bit. But and we did, and they did get a kill up there with a Singe, and they did get the turret. But unfortunately, if I was there, I think I might have like saved. I might have saved like a couple of those guys. One of my guys dying. Yeah, they both died there. So I probably, if I was there, I might have helped the situation out quite a bit. But we ended up swooping in, and they came back down to his dragon direction. So I ult. So he, Blitzcrank. That was awesome. I couldn't even speak there. Sorry. So Death was like, he's on the Blitzcrank. He's like, dude, maybe we can like pull them. Like if one of them comes down with me, we can pull them. So we pulled her. Yeah, rage quit right there. Yeah, Leona rage quit. So we're like, he's like, dude, maybe if I can pull him in the bush, you can just like put a turn down ult. Maybe we can get them. So he ended up pulling her in, and I ulted, slowing her down so she couldn't run away, and we just get the crap out of her in the bush. And at that point, that's when Leona, I think, rage quit there. And now I got the blue buff because we had the position. Most of our guys were down and way in the back, so even though, like, you know, your main carries kind of deal should get the blue buff over your kind of supporty guys, but where the positions was, it's better off. You're better off just taking it and securing it for your team than the other team getting it. And once again, putting the turrets down as wards to try to get drag in there, but the other team surrendered there. So I hope you enjoyed the little commentary for Heimerdinger.
Victory.
And like I said, he's a little supporting mage kind of guy, and he's very good defensive rope, right? So this is Sabre from Vidler.com, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you, and have a good day.